Just go. You better jump, Nikki. Why didn't you jump?
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Stop.
Oh!
Ah! No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Stop.
Oh! Ah!
Well, it's no shine in the tail.
Snapping off film.
I'm affiliated. 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 I'm affiliated.
This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act in 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or purpose use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All rights and credit go directly to its rightful owners. No copyright infringement intended. Enjoy. Oh yeah. On your way out, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, man. This is the Argument League. Turn up.
Feeling that this prosperity isn't something on which we can base our hopes for the future. And yet our government continues to spend $17 million a day more than the government takes in. You're telling me we gotta go spend money to keep them bankrupt?
Hey, look, when it's up, my foot on your neck, you already know how I play. When it's time to go, I'm in beast mode, ain't nobody safe. We making magic in the studio with everything we create. I see the look on your face, but it's already too late. And I've been holding it down for years, and I'm still here. Hip hop since 1983, boy, I live here. You just appear real, like a mirage in the desert. Soon as we pull the cars out the garage, they get jealous. Too materialistic, cut from a different fabric and linen. What kind of material is it? Digital dash, I'm shifting. When I in the same class, I'm gifted. Learn how to handle distractions. I think I'll pass when I interested. We stay at it consistently. We can make history. misery. If we create enmity, then our friends become enemies. But I'm ready for anything, as long as the blood in my body red is grenadine. I'm not scared of anything. You can tell by my energy and where I'm at lyrically. Don't interfere with me, cause you don't put no fear in me. I'm too serious, period. They sleeping on me insidious while I'm pyramid building. My style now is a venereum. I'm hopping out like amphibians. Anyone come against the city? I just had enough of your cynicism, criticism, crippling the critic in you. Critical analysis, I'm clinical with it. Medical malpractice, cause paralysis. A-town legends, syringes full of adrenaline. Internet got us internet, subject, predicate, government meddling. Look at the melanin, all these felony. That what you telling me? Formal intelligence, you get screwed over trying to sell a bit. A few loose screws in this helmet. I'm hell bent, Van Helsing. I've excelled in every area that they failed in. I'm welding since we find ourselves in the middle of a rebellion. 1 minute on sale in front of the 7-Eleven. On me, you welcome. Inside this melting pottery, listen to this lottery system. Seldom anything worth having, anything valuable. Trust is not worth having them around you. They don't value you. My character, a caricature of America and Africa. My talent is a parable of Babylon.
I take that our life was just too legit, and so you rigged it up to criminalize our every move, so we would mix it up. We switched it up, built something legit, and yeah, you burned it down, but still we had enough sense to turn back around and pick it up, fixed it up, and I big it up because it's a picture of the shit that was did to us back when we was indigenous. And this is a mixture of scriptures and prison sentences given to us as children strictly intended to end us. Now look at this ignorant energy, trying to make censorship without no mentorship, and censorship hinder my penmanship. I can't even express myself because the action behind the expression might come to fruition. Look at them protesting, writing politicians to the rid of us. We ain't got a politician and they ain't gotta listen. I got a lot to mention, but I don't got a lot of mentions. Therefore the shit I've written really just isn't that offensive. Anybody gets from this point on gon' have to get it. They ain't gotta admit it. Already know, man, I am with it, and I am in it until the ending. And I can just end it here, but I'm not finished. Got more shit to spit. I hope you listen. This from my yours, my function. We can smoke till we choke, but we got foes up the road and they oppose to our goals. And if we don't got goals, then that directly imposes on what we supposed to be on from the door. Hope you know, like yeah, we got flow, but the fact is the skill is supposed to help us get real, help us get about the field, prevent us from being killed. When my confession came, my intent was solely to bless the game, change this depression, shame from all for my stress and pain, my aches and strains. No, I'm not here to confect the thing. Make some change, yeah, but hopefully make a change. And I ain't gotta try to come in here and impress nobody that I don't know, to the point that I feel I got a lot. If I smoke, I smoke. If I'm folk, I'm folk. If I'm low, I'm low. If I owe, I owe. If I don't, I don't. I want you to know that I'ma stay true, cause that's how Indiana make dues. And you should look at me as hateful, but looking at you as ungrateful. I thank you. Hey, shout out to the family, man. It's the boy Swall Boss, man. SVD Argument League snapping off in the AOI, man. Shout out to Bingo on the track, Z on the cam, man. Shout out to Solomon, the commissioner. Shout out to Knowledge Bon Allah. Shout out to the AOI. Shout out to the judges, the peers, and the reason we hear the people of SVDL, man. Shout out to Rio and Cozy. Word Sport Battlegrounds, Yo-Yo. You already know what it is, man. Yashar in the building, Goldmine in the building, early. You already know what's up, man. Yeah, I saw my brother was trying to drop that knowledge, and that signal wasn't fucking with him, so I'm doing the aid and assist. We gonna get that information out, man. Don't worry about it. Y'all gonna get this motherfucking genetic work. What? That shit means something. Peace, General. What's good with you, big dog?
Man, Charlotte Warren family. Yeah, man. I just, I was in my feelings and shit last night. You know what I'm saying? I said, y'all gonna see what I'm coming with.
On my life.
But it ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't what y'all thought. You feel me? I got over that, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you know, I just thought I'd share something personal and dear to me, you know what I'm saying, that that links up with everything that I'll be studying, bro. And you know, if you, I ain't gonna say have an open mind, but if you just willing to, you know, look at what other people bring to the table as far as they research, they science, so-called evidence, you know, it's just something to, you know, look at. I ain't telling you gotta accept what I'm saying, but it just makes sense to me. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, I want to get right into it. And yeah, man.
Okay.
See
Well,
the
let's
family.
get right into it. Let's get right into it. And Gold Mine, Tree Tribe, TV in the building. What's good with you, big dog?
What up, fam? Just tapping in.
Man, you already know, man. Love Equal B, man. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, man. Shout out
Happy
to the
birthday,
sis.
Niku.
Oh yeah, y'all already know how I go, man. We party all month. All right, let's let the general get into his information, man. Let me get my ugly mug off the screen and put that beautiful bean footage up there, man. It's on you, big dog. Go ahead.
Appreciate you. All right, family. So now that y'all can actually hear what I have to say, this is a good thing, right? So right here, right, is basically you tapping into Cellular Research Institutes of Genetics, right? CRI Genetics, right? And so what we have here is what you see right in front of you. Your ancestry results, are ready, right? Your ancestry breakdown. Right here, you see a 8.8% African Caribbeans, right? Like, well, why are you gonna claim that? You know what I'm saying? That's a low percentage, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to claim the highest percentage? I mean, it would make sense, you know what I'm saying, if that's how this particular genetic company worked. So when I first tapped into the information myself, I'm looking at it without even reading questions and all of that. I'm just happy to get it, and I'm looking at it, and I first see it, I'm looking at that European shit like, what the I'm tripping, right? So now, let me see what happened. Okay, here we go. Excuse me. So now, I tapped into this, the frequently asked questions, right? And this is what it gave me some understanding about that low percentage, what that means, right? Right here, you touch on that, it'll give you a breakdown of what it means, right? So this is what it says right here. It says, I have a very small percentage. This is a question being asked, right? 5% of or less of a certain ancestry. What does this mean? So the answer to the question from the geneticist, right, is this. It's not what you think, family. There's a different answer to this question for each individual. The most likely scenario is that there is a piece of your family history that you have yet to discover. However, it's also possible that you share a common marker from that population by random chance, but this is less likely. The smaller the percentage, the farther back in your family history your answer lies. Thus, you see the 8.8 percentage, right? Thus, you see the 8.8 percentage when you look at this breakdown that they give you initially, right? So let's tap into the story, right? It says, read your origin story, right? So I touched that. Boom. Recently, ancestry analysis. So let's get an understanding of what they're breaking down right now. Based on the largest, let me highlight it in blue just in case you can't see it. Based on the latest genetics research available, this recent ancestry report represents your last 5 generations. This analysis is based on the genetic makeup currently found most abundant in each of the specific geographic regions. This report should closely match what your parents and grandparents may have told you about your heritage, if you was blessed to be able to have that opportunity to be able to tap into that type of history, or excuse me, heritage from your folks, right? So here, as we can see, very high numbers, loved ones, 33.6% Italian, right? Mind you, we talking about places of origins, right? But within the information, before we get off into it, there is no place of origins in Italy from my ancestry. Mind you, we going back 5 generations, right? But according to the percentage diagram, it's the highest percentage, but it's still no cigars when it come down to possible place of origin. You be like, well, why are you saying possible place of origins? This is just connected to your genetic breakdown. Well, it's a reason that I'm saying possible place of origins, because it's in the information itself, right? So let's go to Germany, right? Boom. You see where it is? They even got me in Frankfurt, bro, supposedly. But again, 12% German, but no possible place of origins, right? If this was my ancestors came from this region, then they give me a breakdown of the different countries or different different tribes or different names that I'm supposed to be connected to, so where I can tap into those different regions and look at, or those different places and look at, and read on some history, right? But it's not there. Same with the British Isles, right? Which they got me in Birmingham, right? Hold on, let's bring it down. All right. No place of origins. France, maybe in France, we see a place of origins. France, still no place of origins. So if you're not one that's really trying to understand the information you got, you're gonna be looking at this shit twisted, and then you're gonna be mad at the genetics test. Then you're gonna down talk it, and you're gonna talk crazy. But when you actually take time and you look through it and you read through it thoroughly, you can get an understanding of numbers that you just won't understand if you just look at it without reading. And that's what they expect for us to do. Right. So now, Southern Central Slavic, right? And mind you, my ancestors was there because we have some Slavic priestly writings in the language, right? Like the Book of Enoch and a couple other sources. But that just let us know that our priests were in different parts of the land. That doesn't mean that we were actually of that land or of that people, just because we were in that part of the land. And I'm going to show you why I'm saying that, right? When I get to Africa. Scandinavia, last place of Europe. The most high percentage of my ancestry DNA, supposedly, but still, there's no place of origins. We dealing with Europe, right? So now, let's close Europe. Let's open up Africa, right? And we're going to start from top to bottom. Because again, the lesser percentage, remember, the lesser percentage is the closer of my people. So the Luya people, according to the information, 5 generations, this would be the closest to my people, even though these would be a part of my people as well, as you're going to find out. Like I said, we're going to start from Yoruba, right? Again, Europe, you've seen no places of origins, no possible places of origins at all. Let's see if that's the same thing for Africa and the Yoruba people. All right. So the Yoruba people and other people are actually on the Gold Coast, right? Which would be my genetic markers. You know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to really do, right, and show you, according to my understanding and according to our migration pattern, right, I would do this. I would show you this, right? Because all up in here is ancient Yashar, right? So if I was to bring all of that coming down here, all up in here, ancient Yashar, excuse me, right up in here, right? So our migration pattern, all through here, migration pattern. Some of us went here. Some of us went down up in here, right? To the Central Africa, right? All up in here. Also, Northern Africa, all up in here. Why do I say all of that? Because when you go back and you check on on some of these tribal people, like the Yoruba people, this is what you'll find out about the Yoruba people. And I'm going to read for you, right? The Yoruba are an African ethnic group that originated in what is now Nigeria. They would have said the Yoruba people are an indigenous African group, right? That originated in blah, blah, blah. But it didn't say that. It said an ethnic group of people, meaning that it's a people that came into the land. Not of that part, not of that land, not of that part of the land as well, right? But then it goes on to even say this about the Yoruba people. There are about 44 million Yoruba, making them one of the largest, again, ethnic groups on the continent. They are renowned for their sculptures and cuisine. Traditional beliefs follow a pantheon of different gods. So this is how you know, and it also confirms a prophecy of, Israel mixing with paganism. So here you will see the pantheon of different gods. Olorun. For the Yoruba Christians and Muslims, the name Olorun is used to signify Yahweh or Allah. So here you can also see, just in this paragraph here, that a practice of Israel was done amongst these people. And it wasn't that a people that didn't know about Israel brought that practice in. It had to come from a specific group. And for that particular Olorun to be identified or even signified as Yahweh, you have to understand the significance and take that into consideration on how close these two tribal people are to our ancient heritage, right? Now, I'm not going to continue to read off into all of it because I want to touch on the other people as well, right? But here is what I want to also point out. Like in the European aspect, right? Here, Italy, again, no possible place of origins at all. Africa, or African, whatever, how they got it, right? Yoruba, where Gold Coast, we see possible related countries of origin. So now, when you see the number according to the CRI genetics, when you look at the high to low, you should have a better understanding the next time you see a video like this. You see the next time anyone presents the CRI genetics breakdown to you, the percentage should be clear now. The higher the percentage, the further away they are to your ancestor. The lower the percentage, the closer the people are to you, right? So this is why I said, yeah, I got some Yoruba. My people was mixed with Yoruba for sure. Remember, Swab, I mentioned the Assam people, right? If they're, like I say, indigenous people, right? People that are of the land, that's what it's going to say. But it's not saying that about Yoruba nor the Assam people. And we're going to go through the whole line. Again, we see a possible related countries of origin. Nigeria, Benin, Togo, England, Portugal. When you do the history of the ancient Israelites, you'll find us being in all of these places. You'll find our practices, our the way that we worship, keeping certain feast days, acknowledging the new month every month. You'll find that practice in all of these places. Just as well when you go to Yoruba, right? And you go to all of these different places: Nigeria, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, Benin, Togo, Ghana, again, the Ivory Coast, Portugal, for sure. You're going to find our practices all throughout those lands. And it can't be denied. I can show it again, like I did in my first debate here at SVDL, season 1. Yeah, that's how long I've been around. I just wasn't here last season. But listen, let's touch on the Assam people real quick and read about their history real fast. I'm not gonna have you here alone, family. I just want to make sure y'all understand how I think and what allows me to stand on what I stand on. The Assam people, right? Or Assam people are an ethnic group. Here we go again with the ethnic word. Ain't that what the pale skin used to identify us? Those ethnic people, those ethnic, But anyway, the Assam people are an ethnic group located in southern Nigeria. Their language, Ashan, is taught to children and is broadcast on radio and television. Many scholars and archaeologists believe that the Ashan came from people to the north. This is because the Ashan share culture and linguistic similarities with their northern neighbors, the Idu. The traditional symbol of the Ashan people is the crow's foot, tribal scar below their eyes. Right? So again, we see here that this is another ethnic group of people. Now I'm going to skip down and get to this information here. It says, the Knox children built advanced walls, moats, and buildings after 300 BCE. They formed several nations, including the Benin Kingdom. When you check into that kingdom, you're going to find, again, ancient Yashar practices within that kingdom. When Oba Iwuar, king of Benin, passed very restrictive laws, the Ashan people broke away. So now, right here, the Oba Iwuar, this is an indigenous king who's coming in to take over this Benin kingdom. Do the research, family. This is why I'm showing you it. So you can actually check on this name and see who he is. Check on his bloodline, right? Passed very strict laws. The Ashan people, which would have been related to my people, me, right, broke away. In so doing, they formed Asan land or Esan land or Ashan land. In Benin, the language of the Benin, Asan means they who have fled. The Asan in the Benin Empire warred many times, but Benin Empire won most of these conflicts. So I just want to show you, right? This is not an indigenous tribal fighting against an indigenous tribe of people. The indigenous man is hating on the ethnic group that's in there thriving on the land. And he don't like that. So this is why you see the wars that took place, right? Again, this is coming from my DNA history, right? So let's get to the Mindi people. See what that has to say, right? Sierra Leone. Again, Gold Coast. So I just took you on a trip from here to here to here, right? Now watch this. Uh-oh. The Mindi people, or Mendai, are a major ethnic group in Sierra Leone. So family, here we go again with the ethnic word again. They're not indigenous to the land. This is why it's no disrespect to my indigenous African relatives that's in the land, but I can honestly and clearly say with no slack, no disrespect, that I'm not you by blood, right? I was in your land. My family thrived in your land and we appreciate it. But in all truth and honesty, according to my DNA information, according to even how they got us separated, and I'm going to show you the separation, right? Because Africans are Africans according to how the world looks at us, how they even teaches us to look at it, right? But I'm going to show you how the genetics show you the difference. Just like they got a difference in the European, 64.7. They got a difference in the African, 26.5. And then they also got a difference in the West Indies, which are your so-called African Caribbeans. Why wouldn't they be located or put in here if they are the same people. You see? So this is why I say these groups of people here are not indigenous. They are a mixed group of people. But then when you get down here, you're going to see something different, right? So again, Sierra Leone, possible place of origins, something you didn't see in the European breakdown. When I took you through each and every country of the European, from Italy on down to Slavic, right? Or whatever that last one was, that 1%. It never showed you possible related countries of origin. So you can't say, oh, well, Yashar, you're European because it says 64.7. Don't be ignorant, loved ones. I'm showing you, I'm walking you, I'm taking your hand, taking it step by step slowly. So you don't say nothing ignorant, right? So you don't make yourself look stupid, because if you say something stupid to me, I'm just going to listen to you and just ignore you, because I have no reason to repeat myself after I'm showing you step by step, right? And when I say an ethnic group, I'm talking about a group of people that mix with an indigenous group in the land. So we had a people that came in that mixed with an indigenous group that became the Asan, that became the Yoruba, that became the Mindi, right? That became the Luya, right? These are the facts. The Mindi, hold on. The Mindi people are a major ethnic group in Sierra Leone. They are a subset of the Mandai people and live in the southern and eastern portion of Sierra Leone. The Mindi language is also widely spoken in Liberia. The Mindi believe that all human knowledge and power passes through secret societies. They found the two distinct secret societies under this belief. Poro, the secret society for men, the initiate of boys into manhood. Sandi, in the secret society for women, the initiates girls into womanhood. The Sandi engage in female genitalia mutilation and face harsh criticism for this practice. Men and women are forbidden from sharing what they learn in their secret societies to people outside the group. They cannot share this information with people of the opposite sex in their tribe. In Mindi tradition, women hold remarkable amount of power. They frequently hold position as war leaders and chiefs. They are one of the few pre-industrial societies that recognize women as equal to men. Pregnancy is not seen as a sign of weakness like it might be in other cultures. Instead, it is seen as a sign of strength to give birth, much like it was in ancient Sparta. If you understand what ancient Sparta and who was in ancient Sparta, you understand that it was Israel. Traits such as long, thick hair are also seen as signs of strength. Now, I'm going to just tell you, loved ones, majority of our family are African. That's truly African. They don't grow afros like we grow afros. And that's just a known fact. You understand? Their hair don't grow like our hair grow. So when you see things like that, such as long, thick hair, you got to understand who they talking about. What ethnic group are they talking about? Because when I see long, thick hair, I see that of my sisters that's over here now. But we're going to keep it pushing, right? We're going to go down to the Luya people. Because there's no division. Because that's some beautiful hair right there. Like I said, it represents strength, right? So again, right, we understand how the Bantu people came to be. Again, another mixed tribal of people that came together to create the Bantu people, just like the Yoruba, right? And I have sources to touch on all four of these tribal people being related to ancient Israel. I have a source for that, a credible source at that. So again, possible related countries of origin include Kenya, Sudan, Ethiopia, Egypt, Somalia, Uganda, Tanzania, and also England. Again, do your proper research and you'll see ancient Israel practices in all of these lands from different names of people. But again, those people are not going to practice another nation's of people practices if it wasn't taught to them from birth, right? So look, check it out. Let's read a little bit about the Luya people. The Luya are a subset of the Bantu people located in Western Kenya. They constitute of 16% of Kenya's total population, or 5.3 million people. The Luya make up 18 different tribes and share many similarities with the Kisi people to the southwest. Anthropologists and Luya legends disagree on the origins of the Luya. Anthropologists believe that the Luya originated from the final Bantu expansion in 100 BCE. This final expansion came from Central and Western Africa. Mitochondrial DNA from the Luya and Bantu suggests a Western African origin. However, Luya legend states that the Luya actually came from a place called Mizri, right? Which would be Egypt. Corresponds to the kingdom of Egypt. So when you see Mizri, right, that's a Hebrew word, loved ones. That is a Shemet. Let me, for everybody lose their marbles. It is an ancient Shemitic word, Afro-Asiatic language. Okay. That's what that name, that's where it comes from. Right. And this is why it's being used, because again, it's attached to Afro-Asiatic people, aka ancient Israelites. Again, Egyptians call it Mazir, different from Mizraim, Mizri, right? Mazir. That would be what you would say, I guess you can say, your Kemetic tongue, right? The name comports with other languages, which would suggest Eastern African descent. So again, what do they say about ancient Israel? Oh, that's East Africa. That's what they say. Well, according to the DNA, according to the people, that's what it is. Because again, the Luya is right up in here, where we settled, when we pushed through, when we came down through. This is where we settled. Then we pushed through, right? Then we pushed through, right? Came on through, boom, boom, pushing through, boom. And then they taking us from here and from here, like that. And then where they taking us to? Where they take me to? Right? West Indies. Oh, the African Caribbean. Why is this a separation? Why are they separating these two, or these people, like they different? But according to the DNA, they are different. Look, it's right here. 8.8% compared to 26.5. That's a grand difference, loved ones. That's a grand difference. Like the information said, the lowest percentage is the closest to my ancestry. So who do it link me in with? Possible related country of origin, right? Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Spain, Angola, Nigeria, Gambia, Senegal. Basically, all of these places, you're talking about the southern tribe, Judah, right? Coming from Spain, Portugal, when they pushed us down, calling us Morenos, right? They used to have that information up in here, but I don't know if they took it out. But we're going to see if they still got it in there, right? But look, let's read. He says, before Europeans, the Caribbean was populated by the Taino. When the European colonists arrived, they enslaved many Tainos to grow sugarcane. Most Tainos died from disease and horrendous working conditions. This marked the beginning of the African slave trade. As slaves made a lot of money, Europeans turned the nations of West Africa into fine replacements for the dead Taino. Today, African Caribbeans make up the population majority of the Caribbean islands. It might be easy to assume that African Caribbean ancestry is West African ancestry. Listen, however, this is an inaccurate assessment of the origins of the African Caribbean people. So now, this is why you see, ethnic group of people here, right? This is why you see an ethnic group of people here, right? This is why you see an ethnic group of people related to all four of these tribal people in Africa. Because there's a difference. The genetics is saying this. Not Yashar want to hate on our African relatives. Not Yashar want to hate on my brothers that understand that they Africans because they was told something. It's not about that. It's about presenting the truth as you understand it. Right? Not being scared to present your truth according to the information that you come across. Majority of us is scared because you scared of what the next person is going to say about your information. That's crazy. Grown adults being scared to present information because of what other people going to say. As long as it's credible, can't nobody say shit. Oh, they can't say it, but how credible is their opinion? That part. Slavery was abolished. Hold on. Let's continue to read. Slavery was abolished in the Caribbean roughly 30 years before it was in the United States. In fact, Haiti was the second nation in the Western Hemisphere to break free colonial rule. A slave revolt turned into revolution 23 years after the American Revolutionary War. When Haiti gained independence from France, it sparked a movement throughout the Caribbean. By 1807, the British banned the sale of slaves. Though current slaves remain as they were, the people who remained found freedom within 30 years. But much of the Caribbean remained under European rule in the 20th century. African Caribbean people are genetically unique. This is partly because people from different African nations, right here, were forced to intermarry. Individuals' genetics will vary, but the average African Caribbean has an even split between Ghana, Benin, Nigeria, and the Congo. Roughly 20 to 25% from each. Several other nations make up smaller percentages. This unique blend of cultures led to music and cuisine, unlike in any other part of the world. Creole groups share these characteristics, but are also unique in their own ways. So, family, I have a screenshot when I first got my genetic test, right? And in this first paragraph, and I'm gonna show y'all, I gotta find it in my files, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna present it on the show on one of these live shows one day, or I might just ask Swab just to set it up for me again so I can show you the difference in how they manipulate and change certain things, so that you don't be really connected, like you still be kind of speculative. But like in this paragraph here, in the first paragraph, when I first got my information, it had Morenos in there. When you understand who the Morenos were, they were considered the Jews that was pushed out of Spain during the Inquisition. This is why some Mexicans and some Puerto Ricans call us Morenos. Or excuse me, the information said Maroons, but they call us Morenos. You understand? That's where they get the word Moreno from the word maroon, which translates to those who was pushed out, those who lands and those who riches, authority, titles was taken when they was pushed out of Spain and Portugal. These are facts, documented, right? So real quick, let me show y'all my maternal, right? Let me show you how that works, right? So my maternal is called maternal Eve. How about that? Mitochondrial Eve, right? But anyway, I ain't gonna talk about all that. But see, this is where it starts. So when I press play, you're gonna see the migration of my mom. And this is why I was telling you she comes from the east, right? When we came down up into this part of the area. Now check it out. So from here, right, my mom I was taken and pushed over that way, right? Now look at my paternal, right? E1B1A. That's what they say. I ain't say it. They said it. Oh snap! Why Adam? Why is my information created to why Adam and mitochondrial Eve? That's something to think about as well. All right, because everybody don't come from Adam and Eve, yo. Just to let y'all know. And then bam, then they push me over here to the Caribbeans. You see that? The last marker, then bam, they're there. So like when I look at my DNA chart, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna take you right back to this real quick just so we can clarify the numbers again. Because I don't want no misunderstanding. After I done said it 2 and 3 times, it shouldn't be no more questions when it come down to the percentage, right? It shouldn't be a question when it come down to the percentage at all. I have a very small percentage, 5% or less, of a certain ancestry. What does this mean? Last time reading this, loved ones. I hope y'all understand. I hope y'all understand. There's a different answer to the question for each individual. The most likely scenario is that there is a piece of your family history that you have yet to discover. However, it is also possible that you share a common marker from that population by random chance, but this is less likely, as it showed you the origin of the population, you know, possible origins, to compare to those places that supposedly supposed to be a part of your DNA that has nothing to do with anything concerning your origins at all, right? It says the smaller percentage of the farther back in your family history your answer lies. The smaller the percentage, the farther back in your family history your answer lies. Not the largest or the higher the percentage. It didn't say that. It said the smaller the percentage. So when you understand that, seeing this should not make you lose your mind, right? And as you can see, this is why the smaller the percentage, the further back, this is why I'm what they call me an African Caribbean instead of just saying that I'm an Israelite, right? Instead of saying that I'm an Israelite, I'm an African Caribbean. And then mind you, the African Union, the leaders of Africa, all of it, don't even fuck with us. Don't even claim us as Africans. Don't even claim us as family. So for any of my brothers that's so-called this here or that claim it, well, they separate us. Genetics separate us. So what you gonna do about it now? It's just a name that connects us when it comes down to that. But the genetics say that we're different. I'm just saying. With that, you know, if y'all got any questions, y'all can hit me up. I got a couple of minutes before I gotta go handle some business. But yeah, man, this is what I wanted to share with y'all, family. Because at the end of the day, this is who I be, according to my genetics and according to my research. You hear me? So again, if y'all want to jump on, talk to me about it, it's all good. I ain't gonna get in my feelings, no matter how y'all feel about anything, you know what I'm saying? Because I showed y'all, you know, I wasn't just up here running my mouth, but I showed y'all scientific wise. Good, bro. Tanks on the ground, source up or shut up. You know what it is. Yeah, so to Suave get back, man, you know, tap in real quick. Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go, family. To Suave get back.
Live streaming can be tricky, and sometimes trying to find the right. When I read, I perceive that the modern day Pharisees don't want us to believe that the G's and the PIMPs and the hoes and the ones pulling kick those who my Savior chose to show his new, renewed covenant to those at the bottom of the totem pole. Tell me, how can you say you have rose or risen if you've never failed? How can you say you have climbed if you've never been at the bottom? Can somebody please tell me? Look, this is for my niggas on the street corners with a pocket full of stones and a piece on them, with the gold and the stones on his teeth, homie. He got no job and he got work, so he gon' eat, homie. You see, the scriptures make us think this book's too righteous for it, but it's a testament of ancient OG who the prophets so writing for us. And for what I see up in this book, they was gangsters too. David was like Craig, he dropped a nigga like Debo too. The only difference is he shot his head off and brought the folks get him 100 niggas just to get the kings out. Now tell me there ain't no real Jew. He wasn't perfect. He knocked up another brother's wife. That hurt the dude. This book ain't about perfection. It's about redemption, homie. Yeah, we done fail, but we can rise and get the blessings, homie. We can make you feel like you broke and can't be healed. Matthew 9 and 12, Christ said who this gospel's supposed to heal. For my west siders. This is for my east siders. This is for my low riders. This is for my gangsters. This is for the south siders. This is for my north siders. This is for the straight riders. This is for my gangsters. 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 I ain't talking to the wicked ones in camps that be banging colors. I'm talking to the large folks and loafers and blood brothers. I'm talking to the pimps and hoes and the consumers too. Yeah, that's redemption for John, but it's too late for John Doe. You were John and Jane Doe. My Savior never knew you, and I never really been known to save a hoe, but my Savior might choose to. See, I'm the real shooter. Gave out for the other three, but I gave up the world so the Father can cover me. So I testified to the partially blind, praying to have eyes to see. Who can make straight what the Most High made crooked? Nobody, only me. I'm genuine, but not genuine. I'm peas, not the same old people. Still make music for ones with questionable background. Same as me. West Siders. This is for my East Siders. This is for my low riders. This is for my gangsters. This is for the South Siders. This is for my North Siders. This is for the straight riders. This is for my gangsters. This is for my gangsters. This is for my gangsters. Ooh, this is for my gangsters. Yeah, this is for my gangsters. I do this for the fallen soldiers who turn to the Father after being uncommon criminals. You know, like Sean Tatum, who some call the general. Also, Pastor Darby, so-called Christian pastor, helping one make transitions faster. I pray both make your heavenly party. Shout out to my Yashar, who the people call Jesus, who died for you and I, get a redemption of his people. He told us in his gospel to the four corners of this flat surface we call earth. This is my reverse, get my purpose. So, my west siders, my west. This is for my east siders, for my east siders. This is for my low riders, and my low riders. This is for my gangsters, for my gangsters. This is for them south siders, for them south. This is for my north siders, and my north siders. This is for them straight riders, straight riders. This is for my gangsters, for my gangsters. This is for my west siders. This is for my east siders. This is for my low riders. This is for my gangsters. This is for the south siders. This is for my north siders. This is for the straight riders. This is for my gangsters. For my gangsters. Oh, this is for my gangsters. Yeah. For my gangsters. Yeah. For my gangsters.
So our boss, you back, bro?
Think he in right now. Shit, great presentation, bro.
Yeah, my bad.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, definitely some smack in
Appreciate
that,
you.
man. And he gonna stand on the end of the debate, but y'all ain't gonna challenge it.
Hey,
Man.
Bill,
Absolutely.
you brought up some shit that I ain't never even thought about though, as far as how they do their percentages and like the least amount references like the root. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. I'm glad I found that out before I get my DNA test or you know what I'm saying? So I can
But
look at
see,
it from that aspect.
that's just for that particular one. Those go Meezy.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that's how all of them go. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's why I wanted to be clear. You know what I'm saying? And
For the
showing y'all
TRI.
exactly because from what I've come to understand, listening to other people bring out they tests from 23andMe, African,
Mm-hmm.
ancestry, all of that. It's a different reading. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't they don't really even talk about their percentages like that. And I'm thinking it's because they just really don't understand how they read it. But like if you just check into the frequently asked questions, the same questions that you asked is mainly what other people was asking. So they got an
Right.
answer for you. You know what I'm saying? So now I think that's for all genetic tests though.
Mm.
But yeah, man. I was hesitant to, really share it. That's why I ain't really even did nothing thus far like this in detail. But it ain't about, what I'm saying, keeping truth and understanding away from the family. You know what I'm saying? If I can show a person a way on how they can actually tap in with themselves, scientifically,
Self identity. Yeah.
you know what I mean, then man, so be it, man. They choose to find it another type of way. Hey, so be it, brother, sister.
It's very important to try to give people, different avenues to go down. So that's all you do really. Like shit, okay, if you go down this avenue to check, then all right, make sure you look for this.
Now this the cold part, go busy. Now
But
they was telling us a whole different story than what they scientists telling us with the shit. Like now they can't really talk too much and say too much. They got to
mm-hmm.
really go with what the information is saying. Only thing they
Here,
can do is take words out. You know what I'm saying? Replace certain words with certain words to try and keep the information hid. But when you thoroughly look at and understand what you're looking at, you ask yourself, well, why are they separating shit? Well, why are they doing this? Why are they adding this name and this title or this word to this group of people and then other groups of people, they're so-called indigenous?
mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't even be asking these questions like that until, what I'm saying, they might hear from somebody else or they might have to look at it a certain particular type of way because they heard somebody say something and it sparked the thought. But for the
Right.
most part, ain't nobody really giving a fuck. It's like what I learned in school about the shit or what I hear everybody talking about on a regular basis is what I'm gonna rock with.
Mm-hmm. Let them so be the motherfucker doing. And it's crazy, like you said, with information coming out nowadays, people, like even the people that was telling us different shit, you know what I'm saying? Like even the shit they were telling us in school, they can't get away from what they dang gonna test show. So it's to the point like, hold on, man, who did what?
Huh.
You hear me? And it's amazing that you brought that up today because I was watching a video They were just talking about basically how the Spaniards kicked out the Moors. You know, some of the Moors would have been considered Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the way they was carrying themselves and what was important to them.
Hmm.
That shit was only 1400 in the 1400s. You feel me? This
Right.
shit happened right around the time when the motherfuckers supposedly say Christopher Columbus, found this bitch. You
Spanish
feel me?
Inquisition, bro.
Exactly. But here it is. Once you overthrow the Moors or the Israelites in this context, now you get a new set of information. You feel me? So of course
Hmm.
they found out about this promised land over here. You see what I'm saying? By way of looking at the maps that these people already fucking had. But here it is, the people that overthrew them, they wasn't privileged to that shit before. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
then we get to this point after 1492 that they come over here eventually. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, that test does disprove a lot of that blanket statement of Christopher Columbus and shit.
Man, bro. When you really when you get outside of the rhetoric and the lies that they push about Christopher Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
and it be you start to see things from a different aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like what they was trying to say about what he was doing coming over here, you know what I'm saying, doing all of that. Nah, bro. I mean, because then he wouldn't need no interpreter. The fuck he need to talk to
Yeah,
them when his whole intentions is to take all of their shit. Fuck you gonna
you
talk?
feel
What
me?
you talking about? I'm coming to take shit.
Right.
I ain't trying to create peace. I ain't trying to create a means of communication with you. I'm about to kill you off, take all of this shit, and go tell the queen it's yours.
Exactly.
But
What they
that's not
what they were
that's not
doing was
what the
playing the
memoirs
pen
say.
game.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what the diaries say, and that's not what you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying. The writings say about it. It's some bullshit, bro.
I feel like them motherfuckers was playing the pen game. They was sitting back observing the shit we was into, figuring out what was important to us. You know what I'm saying? And then essentially over time being able to write themselves in the history because they like, oh shit, we remember what was important to y'all more than y'all do. You feel me? So we didn't people. But never thought it would be a time that we would come online like this to the point now we want to know. And it's really just it's our spirit, our souls that's crying out like, no, this is me, this is who I am. And now we got further confirmation in these tests and shit. You feel me? Like it's no way around that shit when a child longs to know certain things and then only to come to find out my people traveled through this same passage. You know what I'm saying? You like, hold on, nigga. No wonder I wanted to know this shit. Cause it's my
Yeah,
people shit.
man.
And the beautiful thing is the beauty of our DNA is whenever it come online, whenever that light come on, it's the time. You feel me? But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Man, I
One way or
can't wait,
another.
bro. I'm talking about like, man, like I just can't wait to that moment to where, you know what I'm saying, it's less of the back and forth bickering and it's more or less, you know what I'm saying, and I'm happy for what you finding about yourself. Man,
Hell
is that
yeah, we
right?
gotta
And
start working
man,
together.
man,
Yeah.
I'm excited that you understand who you are, bro. And that you
Right, because
doing your
that's only
best to
gonna
walk
make
in.
you a better person.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's where
Hmm.
you at, bro, and that's your truth, I'm excited for you, bro. As long as you ain't trying to hurt me and take mine and trying to destroy who I am, and man,
Right, right.
all power to you.
Not to mention how we got into this shit. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of infighting. And we
Yep,
didn't consider ourselves the same. You know what I'm saying? So it would be to our benefit in this moment and going forward to work together regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like we know good damn well the only reason why we was able to be overthrown, you know what I'm saying, was a result of our cataclysm situations that we created. You feel me? Meaning like me, say for instance, me and you, Yashar, we two generals of our own shit. You feel me? Different shit. Now, me and you get the fucking fighting. You know, getting damn well, everybody that's behind us gonna suffer the consequences. You feel
yep,
me? So here it is. At one point in time, my people was distinct ethnic groups, so called. You feel me? To the point you could tell the difference between this group of Africans or this group of Israelites from this group of Israelites. You feel me? You could tell the difference. But over time, you get to looking at how people get so caught up in these differences. You feel me? You start seeing the infighting taking place. You know what I'm saying? So now when we looking at 2022, I'm like, shit, we'll be some fools to sit over here and fight about some differences, right? You know what I'm saying? We'll be the same fools our ancestors was. And quite frankly, you know, I know a lot of people, they look at their ancestry and they don't like what they see. But I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm coming to find out a lot of these people you think just because it say like I'm using an example that you brought up, Scandinavian. Like I know a lot of people think Scandinavian people are only white people, or what we modernly termed as white people. You feel me? But when you get into the history of these people, you start to find out like, damn, hold on, how I know this Scandinavian in me ain't some melanated people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it get real deep, but at the same time, it's shallow to an extent too. You feel me? Like you don't gotta overcomplicate the shit. You know what I'm saying? We know at one point in time we was all there was. And as far as all there was, I'm talking about carbon based or melanated people. So for us to be so caught up when we look at our DNA tests and we see some shit that we don't associate with us, to the point now we like, I don't even like my DNA test. Like I get it, but don't get caught up in that shit. Cause that was another trick that they put up on us to make you, you know what I'm saying, have a disdain for who you really were. You know, to avoid war crimes, a lot of times these people that destroy different groups of people, they took on their names.
Let me just say this real quick
They
though.
took on their heritage. Go ahead, bro.
So when you come into your DNA, right, and you see something that it said it reads something different than what you was taught and what you was raised up and everybody around you, how they acknowledge you and see you.
Mm-hmm.
That DNA just telling you a truth about who you are. What your moral foundation is and what you standing on is what should matter, right?
Right.
So if you look back into your history and you find out that who you come from was some real fucked up ass people, that don't
Mm-hmm.
mean that you gotta be that way.
Hold on.
That don't mean that that's like me saying, oh, because we had a whole lot of wicked kings, I'm gonna follow after the
Hey,
wicked
put
niggas.
put the link out there, so I don't
You
think
know what
it's
I'm saying?
pinned. No, that's true. Like you can like the best way I can put that in my understanding is, you know, my parents used to tell me different ways to go about doing things, right? And I used to go about doing it just to prove them wrong. Like, see, that don't work for me. You feel me? And first of all, the mentality I went into it with was wrong. You feel me? Not to mention, you just doing shit just to be going through the motions. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So if we going through the motions, looking at this shit, like of course you're gonna find some shit in there to make you feel some kind of disdain, bro. You gonna find that shit, cause that's what you're looking for. That's what
Absolutely.
you look.
Yeah, ain't that the saying? You find what you're looking for, right?
Hell yeah, you gonna find what the hell your ass looking for. I'm telling you, shit. Chris said ain't no such thing as Shemitic people. Who the fuck is Peter Jr.?
Yeah, hey, brother Moses. Yeah, man, I'm debating, you know. I already didn't ask you about, you know what I'm saying, one of your debates, but you know what I'm saying, you act like I ain't hit you up. So you're a busy man, so you might have forgot, man. You got a lot going on, brother. So I get it. But yeah, I'm in the league. I'm
Say
debating.
he debating this shit.
You know,
Yeah.
I jumped on one of the topics that you talked about. As a matter of fact, but it don't seem like you was too serious about that topic, so I ain't gonna keep forcing the issue on it. But Chris, man, ain't no such thing as Shemitic. So is it what is it? Semitic? Why don't you tell us what Semitic is, Anthony Harris? How about that? Don't tell us what it ain't. Tell us what Semitic is. What's the origins of Semitic? Since it's not Shemitic or Shamitic. Explain that. What are they trying to say? Guarantee he don't have no answer. Guarantee it's a whole bunch of rhetoric and crying. This is what he do, man.
I'm trying to drop the link. Drop the link. I don't know how you say that though, cause I done heard so much about Shemitic. It ain't even funny. Just say that shit ain't real. I don't know.
I mean,
It's kind of
I,
flabbergasting to me.
I would say that those who claiming the funk, of course they wouldn't use a proper term. You know what I mean? I don't expect for them to use the proper term because they're the ones that changed everything. So why would they use a proper name? It makes no sense. See, when I say Shemitic, gold mine, I'm saying it comes from the language is from Shem. You know, one of the sons of Noah. So all of his sons will speak the language that he spoke because them were his sons, grandsons, and things of that nature, right? So it don't really make sense that it would come that the language, the Afro-Asiatic language, since that we come from him, the name of the language would be Shemitic. What the fuck is Sim? Who is Sim, bro? Who is Sim in the ancient time? If this nigga can show me who Sim is for the Semitic language, what he's trying to say the language is, show me who the fuck Sim is in ancient time. I can show you who Shem is, who Sham is. Can he do the same? Hell no. That's why I'm saying, bro, this is just rhetoric, bro. He just out here playing games with himself, repeating ignorant motherfuckers that don't know shit.
Great question. He said he just repeating shit on your ass.
You're not playing.
Yeah, man.
That shit ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work.
That's why, bro, I don't take him serious. Like some of my brothers be really fucking with him like that, and you know what I'm saying, taking his scholar. I mean, I don't take him serious at all, bro. I mean, I don't respect this scholarship because he a liar. You know what I'm saying? That nigga read a source and make some shit up about the source, bro. The source ain't saying the shit that he was saying. Then he'd try and say, "Oh, well, you using ad hominems." No, nigga, stop lying, nigga. Like I don't have no fucking understanding of what the fuck I'm reading for myself. So you trying to play me like I'm stupid, nigga? Like I don't understand. So you think because I don't understand, you can just say what the fuck you want about what you're reading? Shut up, nigga. Like I don't respect them type of people, bro.
That shit crazy. It's like you ain't gonna be able to get away with that one, G. I'm not gonna be able to get away with that one.
Yeah, man. I thought I had more people to challenge me on, you know, the information that I brought, you know. But all right, man, I appreciate everybody just, you know what I'm saying, just tuning in and, you know, just taking a look at, you know, what I have to present according to what I call modern day science.
Right.
Because a lot of my brothers, for real, because I was one of them that said, man, I'll never take that fucking test. Motherfuckers ain't gonna have my DNA. Then I thought about it. Like, man, they done had your DNA since you was a fucking kid. The fuck is they about to do with your saliva now? Now I have to slap myself like, man, you playing games with yourself, man. Stop following what these niggas be talking about, nigga, and do what you thinking.
You feel me? Straight up. Like that be the thing. Can't let nothing stop you, man. A lot of time that shit just be in our head for real, for real. I be like, God damn. I went through some shit like that recently, like, man, you like, damn, you start wearing out the couch, you like, man, you know what? I'm only gonna hold it me back this way.
At this point.
At this point, G, I can't keep holding myself up. Like I had that problem as far as getting out the house and shit. Like, you know, after so much, you know, tragic shit happening to a nigga outside, doing so much shit in my lifetime, I used to be shell shocked to the point, nigga, when you come out the house like that. You feel me? Well, nigga had to get to the point I had to start forcing myself out the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really took some mind over matter type situations for real. Like, now I see how people can be hypochondriacs and shit like
that shit's for real, man.
I thought that shit was just some shit that like white people go through some shit. That's the only time I ever seen it. Like hypochondria. Like you know, they the only ones can afford to have a name for the shit they go through. Nigga just had a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was wild. That's what they say about it. Nigga was wild. I dropped the link to Card. And who else was it? Card. Moses probably want to link. See if he come up with Chris. Oh, your ass want to come up here, Chris. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe hypochondriacs is a part of PTSD or some shit. I know a nigga definitely understand how a lot of this shit be in a nigga head. And we be stopping ourselves from doing shit that's obviously on our spirit, you know what I'm saying, and mind to do. To the point, like we were saying earlier, you know, a lot of times this is your DNA coming online, telling you like this what we supposed to be doing at this time. You feel me? This gonna give you further insights into the real you. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing I can really say about somebody going the mile. You know what I'm saying? To figure out some shit about themselves, like other than shit. And I appreciate you for sharing that shit because a lot of times, you know, people get this information and they keep that shit to themselves, but just hold it over everybody else's head while they don't. You know what I'm saying? While they ain't paying no attention to shit you talking about, rather than breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? Piece by piece.
Amari, quick question, Amari. Your dad, your dad, he's so-called black man. Your mom, she's so-called black woman.
Looking like it.
And the reason that I'm asking is because from what I'm looking at, I don't see your grandparents. So somewhere along that line, you know what I'm saying? It's some genetic changing going on up in there. I
Feel
asked,
me?
is your mom or your dad so-called black people? Was one of them or both of them black?
That be the power of our DNA too, though. That shit it wipes some shit out in one generation.
Okay, okay. And so, are your children?
That's what's up, MJ.
Are your children by a so-called black man? Because see, this is what I do understand. Yeah, it's good to know who we are, where we come from, and the thing is, right? You chose your mom's side, which is fine, right? You chose her side, and you represent her side very well. You didn't choose your ancestors, your grandparents' line to continue your lineage, right? So by you choosing that man and the children that y'all have, it clears out and it straightens out a lot of the misunderstanding and the things that took place behind us that we had no control over, right? So again, you don't carry yourself like those of the past, right? Regardless of that's where you come from, the fact that you understand how to morally stand, how to morally take care of your children, how to morally love and respect your husband, right? And those in your community, you in a good space. So, the rhetoric that you hear from a lot of people, including my brothers, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that shit. Don't let it affect you when you understand what you're doing and how you moving, right? Again, if you chose a white man to bring forth children, now A person can have something to say negative and then they can't. At the end of the day, it's just their opinion. But the fact that you chose to do what you're doing and move the way you're moving, all power to you, sis. You and your family. Yeah, man. Don't ever let nobody down you because of your past, yo.
Yeah,
Like
nah.
I
Life
told my
is
Israelite brothers, look, let me tell you this real quick, and then I'm gonna let y'all have it. I told my Israelite brothers when I first took the test, I said, look here, man. If this shit come back that I'm not an Israelite, listen, bro. I need one of y'all to convert me to being an Israelite because I'm rocking with y'all. You hear me? I don't give a shit about my heritage and all that because I understand who this power is and how you get down. So, hey, I'm fucking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Period. They started laughing like a motherfucker. I said, man, y'all laughing. I'm serious as a heartbeat. But that's just how serious it is for me because of my life experience and what I've been through. And the tests that I've been test this power that people call God, things of that nature. Like I put him to the test and he ain't let me down one time. Not one time. So I can't sit here and act like, I ain't tested it. I test him. I can't be rocking with something that ain't real and fake. But I gotta go handle some business real quick, fam. I'm gonna jump on my phone and I'm gonna be listening till I get back to the crib.
I feel you on that, man. So appreciate you.
Man, Shalom.
Peace, King. See what we got going on in the chat. See what we got going on in the chat. Said she getting the family together to straighten some shit out. I feel you on that anymore. Feel you on that. Yeah, people got a rich history that it's not often spoken about. Um, so I would definitely encourage all that hear this to look further into their legacy. Straight up. Look further into your legacy. See if anybody else in the chat got some feedback. I ain't talking about an echo. Man, cut it out, MJ. Cut it out, MJ. Can't be doing that goddamn shit over there cussing out your family members, man. Come on, G. Yeah, tripping. That ain't what you supposed to find out this information for. You ain't supposed to find out this information if you ever tripping on your phone. Hey, this is for you to further appreciate all the things your people must have went through. Feel me? Asiatic lion in the building. Huh? Nah, come on, bro. That shit deeper than rap. A lot of times you get into figuring out who them people really was at that time period. They probably look just like your black kids. So don't trip on that shit what they modernly termed us today. Because even Asian people would tell you, specifically the Chinese people would tell you that they have African heritage, meaning they derived or descended from Africans. So it's okay, MJ. It's okay. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Matter of fact, smash that. Oh, that's what's up. I know some other dudes out here like that too. They be so involved in their family lives to the point, you can't even separate them from being black first. Or, that's how they would come off and be like, damn, like I can't see him coming off no other way. Y'all make sure y'all send some positive energy to my brother Swab, send some positive energy to my sister Mika, some positive energy to yourself as well as all those out here in this world, man. It's a struggle, man. Definitely a struggle out here. Definitely a struggle out here. So I'm gonna try to send as much encouragement as I can to people to uplift them. Oh yeah, Vietnamese. Mm. I mean, it's a strong possibility, MJ. A lot of people are descendants of Genghis Khan. If I remember correctly, ain't that the Mongoloid one? Or the Swan or something. Yeah, here we go. What are Mongoloid spots? Let's see what they say. Y'all ever heard of the Mongoloid spots that be on the babies and shit? You know, a lot of I wouldn't say
Watch this short video to find out more about it. Hi, I'm Dr. Christine. I'm a board certified pediatrician, and in my channel, I give you weekly videos for any questions that you might have in order to help you raise happy and healthy kids. Mongolian spots, or otherwise known as congenital melanocytosis. It is a common condition, and they are usually found in healthy infants in their sacral area. They can be small or they can be large, and they can be found in any part of the body. They are bluish in color or bluish gray and can appear like a bruise. They can disappear by 4 years of age, but can also persist for life. So these Mongolian spots result from an entrapment of melanocytes in the dermis during their migration from the neural crest to the epidermis. So they appear as flat with normal skin texture. They are blue to bluish gray in color. They can be 2 to 8 centimeters wide, so they can be small or they can be large. They have an irregular shape with poorly defined borders. They appear at birth or shortly after birth, and they're usually found in the buttocks of healthy babies. Um, they are usually found in 90% of Native Americans, 80% of Asians, and 70% of Hispanics. Mongolian spots usually fade by the first year of life, and they're usually gone by the time your child is 4 years old. But some may persist for life. Do not worry, they are harmless. They are not cancerous. They do not mean that there is a disorder or a medical condition, and there is no need for medical intervention. If your baby has Mongolian spots, let your pediatrician examine your baby at the first checkup. Doctors can diagnose these Mongolian spots by their appearance. Alright, that's the end of our
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me. I'm back with another video. 777. I hope all is well. Y'all stay out of the way, stay focused and balanced. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like the video, y'all. The title of the video is going to be about Mongolian birthmark. What you probably didn't know, the spiritual meaning behind this. So, there is proof and evidence to back what I'm talking about up. I can post it in this video. One folklore story surrounding Mongolian spots caught my eye. Legend has it that some souls were not as eager to be reborn as others. Some resisted it so much that the god of rebirth himself had to coerce the spirit out of a mother's womb forcibly, leaving a bruise, marks on the baby's body. So with birthmarks in general, they do show evidence of past life experiences, things that take place outside of this matrix. You may have a birthmark on you somewhere that may have been some type of injury from the past life that gets stored in your Akashic records. But what makes the Mongolian birthmark different from the other ones? Let me explain this to y'all. So picture this scenario, right? Open your mind a little bit. Expand your mind a little bit. Before you got here, right? What was you? You were in your astral body. So at that point, you may have spiritually signed a contract with the Creator stating that you wanted to come back here. So at that time, you looking down from the heavens at the earth down beneath you. You looking down at it from the sky, heaven. You like, man, you know what? I do not want to go back up. But it's too late. Guess who was right there with you when you tried to be a wimp and back out? The Creator, God. So he seen you. He got a little mad, and you were looking down at that point. He caught you off guard. Basically, the sucker punch. So, guess what he did? You distracted. You're looking at the earth. He backed up a little bit. He put his feet back, caught his feet back. He charged up, just like a ram. Now, right when you said, you know what, nah, I'm straight, I do not want to go there. Guess what he did? He aimed at your buttocks, forcefully kicked you, just like a soccer ball. Guess what you did? You fell down from the heavens. This is where they get the Anunnakis from as well. So, this is where they get fallen angels from as well. So you feel back down to earth. Even though it doesn't seem that way, you appeared in the womb of the woman. Now, right when your mother gave birth to you, she noticed something about you when you came out. Oh, what is that bruise on the butt, birthmark on the butt? That looks weird. Well, that is evidence that God himself kicked you like a soccer ball. Once again, it may be permanent or temporary, depending on how hard God kicked you. But other than that, though, I was watching something that ties to what I'm talking about in the movie Soul. So within this movie, those spirits in the astral body, in the higher realms, some of them people didn't want to come back. They were running away from the more advanced spirit guides and teachers, training them before they came back to Earth. I don't want to go back, but some people didn't really want to go back, and they were straight. But for the other ones, they may have needed you. You may have been more powerful than the other group of spiritual beings. So, but anyways, that's a quick video. It's Enoch 77.
Yeah. Just some quick shits. So we got somebody in the back trying to get in. Can't let them in when you get a chance, big bro. Got some people in the back trying to get in. What's the slate grade Navy affair? Okay, y'all. Don't sit up here reading the chat. Over here reading the checks. Seeing what y'all up on. We can try to call bro, see if he whatever this is in real quick. Hey, y'all ever heard about the story of Lake Lanier? As well as have y'all heard about the second son that's over in China? Not to mention, think about the effects of the disrespect that was done to our ancestors and how that shit gonna play back out. You know what I'm saying? Like Bobby Hemmett said it best. It was like shit. When you start seeing them viruses and them germs rising up, that's the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Them bacteria, you feel me, rising up. That's the ancestors. Um, Not to mention the sun constantly downloads things in us and is constantly purifying. So when you think about somebody creating a sun, too much of anything can be bad, right? Can be bad, right? At the same time, when people have been neglected and as well as been taken off their rightful path, you feel me, away from their sun reverencing, you see a uptick takes place. You know, and it might seem random to other folks, but what I realize is you can only suppress the DNA for so long. And then once things in the environment cause a change, you know, you can do it right because we all are made up of our environments. You see what I'm saying? So something to think about and something to remember before they stress you out and have you worrying about some things that you can't, you know, necessarily change. Some things that you can't necessarily change. Try to hang in to break it back up here. I did an African ancestry DNA. They gave me a certificate stating I belong to the Kelipe tribe. Oh, that's what's up, MJ. MJ. Golly. I see you. I see you. Oh, Zena G. Palin. I need to check her out. Was she on Facebook? Zena G. Palin. Let me check her out. Let me hit her up now. I'm about to hit her up now. Let's see. Zena G. Palin. Where's she at? Oh, okay. She on Instagram or something? I just sent her a message. So when I hear back from her, we gonna go from there. I encourage everybody else to do the same. I didn't see that number. Oh, that's the same tribe as Oprah. Okay. Yeah, I hit her up. Appreciate y'all for that, MJ. How much you wind up having to pay for that African ancestry test? Hey, I look like our sister Moonflower is live, so if y'all would like to go over there, you would definitely check that out. Make sure y'all check out the sister Moonflower. She's having an open panel. Um, make sure y'all go over there and check the sister out. I'm definitely finna go over there and check her out. I'm not sure exactly what she's talking about right now. Though. Let me see. Hmm. I don't think Moonflower paying attention right now. Let's see. That's it. Come on, y'all. Let's go on over here and fuck with Moonflower, y'all. Let's go on over here. Fuck with Moonflower. Okay, y'all. It's about to get really real over there. I know it.
It is ours. But basically, it was just a lot of lying. It was a lot of deceit. It was a lot of just, treachery. I'm behind my back.